Once upon a time, there was a boy named Tom who loved exploring. He was curious about the world around him and was always looking for new adventures. One sunny day, while he was walking in the forest, Tom found a small, shiny key lying on the ground. Tom picked up the key and examined it closely. It was golden and very bright, shining in the sunlight. He turned it over in his hands, wondering who it might belong to and what it could open. He knew the key had to be special. Looking around, Tom noticed only trees and rocks. There were no houses, doors, or people nearby. What could this key be for, he wondered. The mystery of the key filled him with excitement, and he decided to look for answers. Maybe this key will lead me to treasure, Tom thought. He felt his heart beat faster as he imagined all the possibilities. Holding the key tightly in his hand, he decided to follow a path he hadn't explored before. Tom began walking along a narrow trail that wound deeper into the forest. He didn't know where it would lead, but he was determined to follow his curiosity. As he walked, he kept the golden key safe in his pocket. Suddenly, Tom noticed a little bird flying above him. The bird had bright feathers and looked almost magical. It flew just a few feet ahead, as if trying to guide him somewhere. "Are you trying to show me something?" Tom asked the bird with a smile. The bird chirped and continued flying along the path, always staying just out of reach but close enough for Tom to follow. Tom walked for what felt like hours, following the bird through twists and turns in the forest. Then, hidden behind a large tree, he spotted an old, wooden door covered in vines. The door looked ancient and forgotten. It was partly hidden by leaves, and no one would notice it unless they looked closely. Tom took a deep breath, feeling both excited and nervous. Tom approached the door slowly. The wood was dark and rough, and vines grew all over it, making it look like it had been there for ages. He tried to pull it open, but it wouldn't budge. It was locked. Then Tom remembered the golden key he had found. Could this key be the one that opens the door, he thought, feeling a thrill run through him. He took the key out and held it up to the door. With a deep breath, Tom put the key into the lock. Slowly, he turned it, and with a soft click, the lock opened. Tom felt his heart race with excitement as he pulled the door open. Behind the door was a dark, narrow tunnel that seemed to lead underground. Tom peered inside but couldn't see where it went. He was scared, but he knew he couldn't turn back now. Gathering his courage, Tom stepped inside the tunnel. As he walked, the air grew cool and damp. He could feel the walls close around him, and dim lights flickered along the path. The tunnel twisted and turned, and after a while, Tom could see a faint glow at the end. His steps quickened as he walked toward the light, wondering what he would find. Finally, Tom reached a large, open room with stone walls. In the middle of the room stood a huge, old chest with a heavy lid. Dust covered it, but he could see hints of gold beneath. Tom's eyes widened with wonder as he looked at the chest. "Is this a treasure chest?" he thought, hardly daring to believe his luck. He approached the chest carefully, feeling like he was in a dream. His hands shook as he lifted the heavy lid of the chest. Inside, he saw strange items, old books with faded covers, maps that looked like they were drawn long ago, and a small, silver mirror. Tom picked up the mirror, which was covered in dust. He wiped it clean and looked at his reflection. Suddenly, he saw something strange in the mirror, a vision of a beautiful garden. In the mirror, the garden was full of tall, colorful flowers, green trees, and a sparkling river that looked like silver under the sun. It was the most beautiful place Tom had ever seen. Tom stared at the vision in the mirror, unable to look away. Is this garden real? He wondered. He had never seen anything like it before, and he felt a deep longing to visit it. As he kept looking, the vision slowly faded, and Tom saw only his reflection again. But he couldn't forget the beautiful garden. He knew he had to find it. Tom noticed one of the maps in the chest. It showed a forest with a path marked by a golden star. He realized this might be the way to the garden. Excited, Tom took the map and started on the path shown. It was rough and full of twists, with stones and thorny bushes everywhere, but he was determined to follow it. Hours passed, and Tom was tired, but he didn't give up. He pushed through the bushes and climbed over rocks, thinking only about the magical garden he wanted to find. Finally, after a long walk, he saw a golden gate covered in vines. Behind it, he could see a glimpse of flowers and trees. Tom's heart leapt. He had found the garden. With a deep breath, he pushed open the gate. As he stepped inside, he saw flowers of every color and tall trees that seemed to touch the sky. The garden was even more beautiful than he had imagined. Tom walked slowly, taking in the scents and colors around him. The air was fresh, and he felt peaceful, as if all his worries had vanished. It was truly a magical place. In the middle of the garden, Tom saw a fountain made of shining stones. Water flowed gently, sparkling like jewels. He walked over to it, feeling drawn to its beauty. Next to the fountain, he noticed a stone bench. Tom sat down and let himself relax, listening to the soft sound of the water. It was as if the garden was welcoming him. Suddenly, he heard a gentle voice say, "Welcome, Tom." Startled, he looked around but saw no one. The voice was soft and calm, like the wind. "Who's there?" Tom asked, his voice shaking a little. The voice answered, "I am the spirit of this garden, a place hidden from the world and kept safe for those with kind hearts." The spirit told Tom that he was brave and kind, which is why he was able to find the golden key and enter the garden. Tom felt honored and grateful to be there. "Only a few are chosen to see this garden," the spirit said. "It is a place of peace and beauty, hidden from those who do not seek it with a pure heart." Tom promised to keep the garden a secret and to cherish the memory of his adventure. The spirit thanked him for his kindness and honesty. Before he left, the spirit gave Tom a small, golden flower. "This flower is a symbol of your courage and kindness. It will remind you of this place and this day." Tom took the flower gently, feeling its soft petals in his hand. He felt a deep joy in his heart, knowing he would always remember this magical adventure. As he walked back through the forest, Tom held the golden flower close. He thought about all he had seen, the golden key, the hidden door, and the beautiful garden. He knew that he would always carry the memory of this day with him. It was a special gift, one that he would cherish forever. When he returned home, Tom placed the golden flower in a safe place. Every time he looked at it, he remembered the magic of the golden key and the adventure that changed his life.